Hello students, welcome to our channel Learning Notebook. In today's video, we are going to do complete chapter of ratio and proportion for class 6. We are going to discuss each and every concept related to this chapter. So make sure you watch the entire video. Before starting with this chapter, let me tell you that we have made videos on every chapter of class 6 mathematics. You can find the list of all such videos on our website as well as on our channel Learning Notebook. The link to our website is below in the description box. So let's see what all topics we are going to cover today in this video. First, we will understand what is ratio, how to write ratio in the simplest form. Then we will learn how to solve questions on ratio. We will also do some difficult questions on ratio. Next, we will learn what is proportion, how to check if numbers or ratios are in proportion, how to check if ratios are in proportion using terms, and in the end, I will give you a worksheet for your practice. Most of the students are generally confused about the difference between ratio and proportion. So let's first clarify this. Ratio compares values, whereas proportion compares ratios. Students, just remember this difference and we will learn all the details regarding ratio and proportion in this video. So first, let's understand ratio, which is comparison of values. To understand ratio, we need to understand a simple story. These two boys, Jay and Vijay, used to receive chocolates from their mother. But mother always used to give 2 chocolates to Jay and 3 chocolates to Vijay. So the ratio of number of chocolates Jay got to number of chocolates Vijay got is written as 2:3, or we can say 2 divided by 3. So this ratio 2:3 describes number of chocolates Jay got to number of chocolates Vijay got. Now suppose next day also the mother gave 2 chocolates to Jay and 3 chocolates to Vijay. Now count number of chocolates each of them have got. Jay has 4 chocolates and Vijay has 6. So the ratio now becomes 4:6, or we can call it as 4/6. Now next day again the mother gave 2 more chocolates to Jay and 3 more chocolates to Vijay. So now both of them have got how many chocolates? Jay has got 6 chocolates and Vijay has got 9 chocolates. So what is the ratio now? Yes, the ratio has become 6:9 or 6/9. Now students, look carefully at these two ratios, 4:6 and 6:9. Both these ratios, when simplified, they become 2/3. So on each day, the ratio of chocolates 2 by 3 remains the same. This means Jay will always have chocolates in multiples of 2 and Vijay will always have chocolates in multiple of 3. And not just 2 chocolates and 3 chocolates. Some of the students have the confusion that the ratio 2:3 means that Jay will always have 2 chocolates and Vijay will always have 3 chocolates. But this is not the case. We have seen that if Jay has 4 chocolates, then Vijay will have 6 chocolates because the ratio of their chocolates is 2:3. Now, students, if I say on 4th day, Jay has 8 chocolates. Look at these 8 chocolates. Then Vijay will have how many chocolates? Yes, 12 chocolates. Because their chocolates are always in the ratio of 2:3. So students, do remember that ratio will not tell you the exact quantity, but ratio is the comparison or relationship of quantities. So students, from this story, we have learned that ratio is a fraction which denotes the comparison between two quantities of same type. Do remember that it is the comparison of quantities of same type. Ratio is denoted as colon, which is read as is to. In general, ratio is expressed as A:B or A by B. Again, remember that the quantities being compared should be of same type or kind. So it means if we are given one quantity in kilograms and other quantity in grams, then before finding their ratio, you either have to convert both of them in grams or in kilograms. Now, let's learn terms of ratio. Consider the ratio A:B. Here, A and B are called the terms of the ratio. And remember, A is known as the antecedent. So, first term, that is A, is called as antecedent, and the second term, which is B, is called as consequent. Now, another important point to remember is that order of terms in a ratio is very important. For example, ratio 2:3 is entirely different from ratio 3:2. Students, this means ratio 2:3 is a different ratio and ratio 3:2 is an entirely different ratio. Both of them are not equal. So in general, we will say A:B is not equal to B:A. If you still not have subscribed to our channel Learning Notebook, then do subscribe it and make sure to press the bell icon. Next, we are going to learn what are equivalent ratios. We can get equivalent ratios by multiplying or dividing the numerator and denominator by same number. Let's take an example. Suppose we have to find two equivalent ratios of 9:6. Now, as I just told you, we can find equivalent ratios either by multiplying or by dividing the numerator and denominator by same number. So here, let's first find one of the equivalent ratio by multiplying and other equivalent ratio by dividing. So let's first multiply both numerator and denominator by same number 2. 9 into 2 equals to 18 and 6 into 2 equals to 12. So we have got 18 by 12, which can be written as 18:12. So this is our first equivalent ratio of 9:6. Now let's find second equivalent ratio by dividing this time. So let's divide both numerator and denominator by 3. So 9 divided by 3 equals to 3 and 6 divided by 3 equals to 2. So we have got 3 by 2, which is equals to 3:2. So this is our second equivalent ratio of 9:6. So in this way, we have found two equivalent ratios by multiplying and dividing the numerator and denominator by same number. Now let's understand how to write ratio in its simplest form. If in the ratio A is to B, both the terms have no common factor other than 1, then the ratio is in its simplest form. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Given ratio is 15:20, or we can say 15 by 20. Here students, we can clearly see that both the terms of this ratio have common factor 5. So, we will say this ratio is not in its simplest form. So, let's see how to simplify it. To simplify the ratio, we will divide both numerator as well as denominator by common factor 5. We get 3 by 4, or we can call it as 3:4. Now, this ratio 3:4 is in its simplest form because both the terms have no common factor other than 1. Let's do one more question. Write 48:84 in the simplest form. Now here we can clearly see that both the terms have common factor 2. So let's divide numerator and denominator by 2. We get 24 by 42. Again, they have common factor 2. So let's divide them by 2. We get 12 by 21. Now, these two terms have common factor 3. So, on dividing them by 3, we get 4 by 7. Now, students, look at these two terms carefully. They have no common factor other than 1. So, 4:7 is the simplest form of 48:84. Now, we will do questions on finding ratio. Question 1 is, there are 20 girls and 30 boys in a class. A part is find the ratio of number of girls to number of boys. So here we are given with number of girls as well as number of boys in a class and we have to find their ratio. So let's first write the statements. Number of girls equals to 20. Number of boys equals to 30. So, ratio of number of girls to number of boys would be 20:30. Now, this ratio 20:30 is not in its simplest form. Both the terms have common factor 10. So, let's simplify it. Divide both numerator and denominator by 10. We get 2 by 3, which is in the simplest form. So, we have got the ratio of number of girls to number of boys as 2:3. Let's do B part of this question. Find the ratio of number of girls to number of students. Now here we have to find ratio of number of girls to number of students. So let's solve it. First we will write the statements. Number of girls equals to 20. Next we have to write number of students, which means we have to find total students in the class, which is nothing but the sum of number of girls as well as number of boys. So, number of students equals to 20 plus 30, which is equals to 50. Now, let's write the ratio of number of girls to number of students, which is equals to 20:50. Now students, this ratio is not in its simplest form. So let's simplify it and we get the ratio as 2:5. Next question is, find the ratio of 30 minutes to 1.5 hours. Now students, here we have to find the ratio of minutes to hours. So it means both the quantities are not of same type. First one is in minutes and second one is in hours. So let's convert hours into minutes. We know 1 hour equals to 60 minutes. So 1.5 hours would be equal to 60 multiplied by 1.5 minutes. Now 1.5 can be written as 15 by 10. So we get 60 into 15 by 10. Simplify it and we get the answer as 90 minutes. So we have converted 1.5 hours into 90 minutes. Now students, both the quantities are of same type. Both of them are in minutes now. So this means 30 minutes to 1.5 hours, which is asked in the question, is equals to 30 minutes to 90 minutes. Now the ratio will be 30 by 90, which is not in its simplest form. So simplify it and we get the ratio as 1:3. So students, now I am sure you have understood how to find the ratio. Now let's do a different question. Cost of dozen gel pens is rupees 180. Cost of 8 ball pens is rupees 56. Find the ratio of cost of a gel pen to cost of a ball pen. So here students, we are given with cost of 12 gel pens and cost of 8 ball pens. And we have to find the ratio of cost of 1 gel pen to cost of 1 ball pen. So let's first find cost of 1 gel pen. How will we do this? We are given cost of 12 gel pens, which is rupees 180. So cost of 1 gel pen will be rupees 180 divided by 12, which is equals to rupees 15. So now we have found out cost of 1 gel pen. In the same way, let's find cost of 1 ball pen. We are given cost of 8 ball pens is rupees 56. So cost of 1 ball pen will be rupees 56 divided by 8, which is equals to rupees 7. So now students, we have got cost of 1 gel pen as rupees 15 and cost of 1 ball pen as rupees 7. So their ratio will be 15:7. Now students, one important point to note here is that the question is asking the ratio of cost of 1 gel pen to cost of 1 ball pen. So make sure you write cost of gel pen first. That is why we are writing 15 first and then 7, which is cost of 1 ball pen. Now let's do some difficult questions on ratio. Question is, the ratio of tin and zinc in an alloy is 3:4. If there is 21 grams of alloy, find the quantity of tin and zinc. Now let's see how to solve this question. Ratio of tin and zinc is given as 3:4. So what is the meaning of this ratio? It means if total 7 grams of alloy is there, in that alloy 3 grams of tin is present and 4 grams of zinc is present. So let's write sum of the ratio is 3 plus 4 equals to 7. It means in 7 grams of alloy, 3 grams of tin is present. Then in 1 gram of alloy, quantity of tin present equals to 3 by 7. Similarly, in 1 gram of alloy, quantity of zinc present equals to 4 by 7. Now students, we have to find quantity of tin present in 21 grams of alloy. For this, we will do 3 by 7 into 21. Simplify this and we get 3 into 3, which is equals to 9 grams. So this means 9 grams of tin is present in 21 grams of alloy. Similarly, we have to find quantity of zinc present in 21 grams of alloy. So let's do 4 by 7 into 21. On simplification, we get 4 into 3, which is equals to 12 grams. So students, we will write the answer statement. There is 9 grams of tin and 12 grams of zinc present in 21 grams of alloy. Now the last question is, a certain sweet recipe calls for 3 kg of sugar for every 6 kg of flour. If 60 kg of this sweet needs to be prepared, then how much sugar is required? Now let's solve this question. We are given ratio of sugar and flour in the sweet is 3 kg is to 6 kg, or we can say 3 is to 6. Now sum of this ratio is 3 plus 6 equals to 9. This means to prepare 9 kg of sweets, we need 3 kg of sugar and 6 kg of flour. So students, to prepare 1 kg of sweet, quantity of sugar required will be 3 by 9. So, in 60 kg of sweet, quantity of sugar required will be 3 by 9 into 60. Simplify this and we get 20 kilograms. So it means if 60 kg of sweet needs to be prepared, then 20 kg of sugar is required. Next question is, divide rupees 600 in the ratio 1:2 between two sisters Myra and Seema. So students, this is another real life scenario where an amount is being distributed between two sisters in a certain ratio, which is given as 1:2. And we have to find out what amount Myra and Seema get. So let's solve it. We are given with the ratio as 1:2. So sum of this ratio will be 1 + 2 = 3. It means if there are 3 rupees, then Myra will get 1 rupee and Seema will get 2 rupees. Now, if there is only 1 rupee, then Myra's share will be 1 by 3 and Seema's share will be 2 by 3. So in this way, if there are 600 rupees as given in the question, then Myra's share will be 1 by 3 multiplied by 600. Simplify it and we get answer as rupees 200. So it means out of 600 rupees, Myra will get rupees 200. In the same way, Seema's share will be 2 by 3 into 600. Simplify this and we get rupees 400. So out of 600 rupees, Seema's share is rupees 400. So we will write the answer statement. In 600 rupees, Myra's share is 200 rupees and Seema's share is rupees 400. Now we will move to our next topic, proportion, which is comparison of ratios. If two ratios are equal, then we say that ratios are in proportion. Students, one of the real life example of proportion is its usage in recipes. So let's take such an example. As per recipe for 1 kilogram of cake, 800 gram of flour is required and 200 grams of sugar is required. But Myra prepared 2 kilograms of cake in which she used 1600 gram of flour and 400 gram of sugar. So now students, can you tell me if she used right quantity of ingredients for 2 kilogram of cake? Here we can use concept of proportion to find the same. Here the ratio of cake being made is 1:2 or 1 by 2. So students, their ingredients must be in the same ratio as well. So let's first find the ratio of flour. It is 800 by 1600, which is equals to 1 by 2 after being simplified, and 1 by 2 is equal to the ratio of cake being made. Similarly, ratio of sugar is 200 by 400, which is equals to 1 by 2, which is again equal to the ratio of cake being made. So it means all the ratios are equal and thus they are in proportion. So Myra has used right quantity of ingredients to prepare 2 kilograms of cake. Let's do one more example to understand proportion. In shop A, price of 2 liter of orange juice is rupees 140. And in shop B, price of 5 liters of orange juice is rupees 350. So can you tell me which shops orange juice is more expensive? Here again, we will use the concept of proportion to find the same. Let's take the ratio of their quantities and their price. Ratio of their quantities is 2 is to 5 or 2 by 5. Similarly, ratio of their price is 140 upon 350, which on being simplified becomes 2 by 5. So students, the ratio of quantity of juice equals to ratio of their price. And since both the ratios are equal, we can say that both the shops A and B are selling juice at the same price. So students, with these two examples we learned, if two ratios are equal, then we say that ratios are in proportion. Another point to remember is that proportion is denoted by symbol 2 colons or equal to. For example, we know ratio 2 is to 3 equals to ratio 4 is to 6. So we can also write them as 2 is to 3 as 4 is to 6. So this represents that these ratios are equal and thus they are in proportion. Now let's see how to check if numbers or ratios are in proportion. Question is, determine if ratios 45 is to 70 and 90 is to 140 are in proportion. Students, we learned that the ratios are said to be in proportion if they are equal. So let's simplify both these ratios and check if they are equal. First ratio is 45 is to 70, which is equals to 45 by 70. Let's simplify it and we get 9 by 14, which is in the simplest form. Now next ratio is 90 by 140. Simplify this and we get 9 by 14. So students, as we can see, both these ratios are equal. So it means they are in proportion. Let's see next question. Determine if 33, 44, 75 and 100 are in proportion. Students, these numbers will be in proportion if 33 is to 44 equals to 75 is to 100. So first ratio is 33 is to 44. Simplify it and we get 3 by 4. Now next ratio is 75 is to 100. Simplify this also and we get 3 by 4. It means both the ratios are equal. And that is why we will say that these numbers are in proportion. If you still not have subscribed to our channel Learning Notebook, then do subscribe it and make sure to press the bell icon. Now we will understand terms in proportion. Let's consider two ratios in proportion. 1:2 as 5:10. So here we have got four numbers. First and fourth numbers are known as extreme terms, whereas second and third numbers are known as middle terms. Now we are going to learn how to check if ratios are in proportion using terms. Students, to check if ratios are in proportion using terms, we will see if the product of the extreme terms equals to product of middle terms. Then only we can say ratios are in proportion. Let's take an example. Here we have to check if ratio 3:2 and 15:10 are in proportion. So in these two ratios, extreme terms are 3 and 10. Their product will be 3 into 10 equals to 30. Now, which are middle terms? Yes, 2 and 15. So their product is 2 into 15, which is also equals to 30. So here we found that product of extreme terms equals to product of middle terms. So it means these ratios are in proportion. So this is how we can check if ratios are in proportion using terms. Now in the end, I am giving you a worksheet for your practice. This worksheet contains questions from all the sections of the chapter which I have just taught you. If you have skipped any of the section, I will suggest you to first understand that section and then attempt this worksheet. Do watch my other videos and share my channel and my videos with your friends and family. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.